Hey guys, this is Geoff Ulrich for linemovement.com bringing you another PGA betting preview, this time for the week of the WGC Workday Championship at the Concession Golf Club. It's a mouthful, and this event used to be known as WGC Mexico. They obviously moved the event to Florida this year because of the COVID stuff, but all the same stuff applies to it. It's a limited field event. You have about 72 players in the field, lots of big prize money here, and all the top players in the world are in this event this week. So in this video, we're going to talk about the course preview. We'll get into the favorites. We'll touch on a couple of the bigger names, and then we'll get into the good stuff. Players I like, my favorite outright bets for the week, and a couple other bets possibly as well. So congratulations to all the people who bet Max Homa last week, going off around 60 to 1 in the betting odds. He was featured in my linemovement.com article, which you can find up on site. You can go back and check out last week's. The one this week should be up around Tuesday, so definitely check that out, linemovement.com. Congrats, though. Really nice to hit a player there in the mid-odds there on Max Homa. Let's get into this week, though. Let's start by talking about the course, Concession Golf Course for the Workday Championship. This is a new venue. It's going to be kind of cool because we haven't seen this one on tour before. And Concession Golf Course, it looks like it's going to play as kind of a traditionally tough Florida venue. This venue, is located just south of Tampa Bay, so located in southern Florida. It's a longer par 72, going to play over 7,400 yards. It's got 4 par 5s. It sets up as a traditional par 72, but all those par 5s play over 550 yards on the yardage book. And the par 5 7th hole also plays as the hardest handicapped hole at over 600 yards. So something to consider there. These par 5s don't look like they're going to be pushovers. And in my opinion, I think that's going to give a real edge to the big hitters off the tee, guys who are really strong with their driver. I think you could see them have an advantage here, almost similar to the old Doral course. I think Concession probably going to play well to the big hitters. There's a lot of big carries over water here. Water does come into play on over 12 of the holes. So if the wind does get up too, it could create some serious havoc here. And I am kind of expecting, a higher scoring here for the week. I don't think that you're going to see a guy get to 20 under par or anything, but it's a new golf course and we're not sure how they're going to set up. This is also a Jack Nicklaus designed venue. He's obviously got other courses on tour, PGA National at the Honda Classic, another traditional Florida stop that plays really tough. Muirfield Village, we know, plays very tough. There's just a lot of water. There's a lot of trouble, natural hazards, smaller Bermuda greens as well. I think it's all going to make for a week where you really want to target those tee to green players. Guys are playing really well tee to green, striking the ball well off the tee and on approach, scrambling well. I think it's going to be a bit of a grind fest, and I think that, again, maybe not a week to kind of emphasize the putters or just the guys who are good with their wedges. So we have seen this course once before in competition. Back in 2015, it hosted the NCAA final championships. It was won by Bryson DeChambeau that year as an amateur, one of his biggest wins, so something to consider there. But I think, again, in first time on tour, I think it's going to set up similar to those other Florida courses. Copperhead at Valspar, PGA National, the old Doral course for the WGC Cadillac event. I think that Concession is going to play similar to that. I think it's going to be tough, some tough driving holes, going to need good scrambling. So looking for lower scoring, or higher scoring, I should say, this week, and possibly a bit of a grind fest if that wind gets up. Trends. This event has tended to really, really emphasize and help players, or be a good stop for players who have already been in contention early in the year. The last 4 winners here had already recorded a top 5 on tour before winning this WGC event. We got Patrick Reed doing it last year. He finished second at the Tournament of Champions, then came here and won. He's gone off around plus 4,000 in the odds. Dustin has won this event 2 times out of the last 4 years. He was going off as the favorite. And then we had Phil, who had picked up a win here 3 years ago. He was playing really well on the West Coast that year, was grinding it out, and then came to this event and won. That was when it was WGC Mexico. So a nice range of favorites winning this event and mid-range winners, with, again, the trend kind of being players who were in contention already on the season. Let's move on, though. Let's start talking about the players and bets. Got Dustin Johnson going off as the favorite here, around plus 700 in the odds. He's in contention again last week. He has won this event 3 times before, once as the WGC Cadillac, one it was in Florida, and I think this setup is going to be pretty solid for him. Would not shock me if he picked up another win here. He is pretty short, though. I'm not going to be betting him at plus 700, but again, definitely something to fear. You got Jon Rahm going off as the second favorite, plus 1,000. He started to pick it up with his irons last week. He has played well in Florida before, so wouldn't shock me. Rahm likes the tough golf courses, won last year on Muirfield and in the FedEx Cup playoffs on another tough golf course. And then behind them, we have all of the top 10 players in the world. Rory, Justin Thomas, Xander Schauffele, Bryson, Brooks, Cantlay. They're all here. The only guy missing this week going to be Paul Casey out of the top 25 golfers in the world. Let's move on, though. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's start talking about the bets and the players I like. First guy I want to target this week is Bryson DeChambeau. I mentioned him. Yes, he has won here at this golf course before. He won here when it was the NCAA finals. And that's not necessarily the main reason I want to bet him, but it's a good indicator. It's a good support for my argument here. Bryson is going off around plus 2,000 in the betting odds this week, and it's become apparent that this guy is just good at getting wins. And yeah, he's a little bit boomer bust. He can go up and down on the roller coaster, misses a couple cuts, but when he is on, he is definitely gives you good value at these odds. And when he's plus 2,000 or better, I am of the opinion that you should just bet him. He might have been a bit jet lagged last week at Riviera. Started off with a bad first round, but he started to pick up his ball striking in the second round at Riviera. He likes the tough golf courses. We know that. He's a U.S. Open winner. He's played really well in Florida before, especially at the Arnold Palmer, which I think, Bay Hill and this course at Concession, I think there's a lot of similarities there. So a pretty good Florida record. I think it's going to set up really well for his big drives off the tee. If he can get going with the ball striking early in the week, I like Bryson. And a plus 2,000, like I said, I think you just got to bet him. Second guy, I'm going to stay at the top for my second bet too. I'm going to go two pure outrights here to start off. I'm going to go with Rory McIlroy coming off a missed cut. And I know I'm starting to get Rory fatigue as well, but I think this change in scenery could really liven Rory up. He's plus 1,600. He had a terrible week on the greens last week at Riviera, but this venue I think is going to set up really well for the guys who are strong off the tee. And the two strongest guys off the tee on tour, realistically, Bryson, Rory. He's a good Florida player. He's got wins at the Honda, wins at the Players. He's won at Bay Hill as well. So 3 of his wins there in Florida over his career. He's also played Doral this event when it was the WGC Cadillac. Almost picked up a win. I think this venue is really going to help the pure drivers of the ball. I think the change in green surface to Bermuda is going to help Rory too. And look, players coming off missed cuts this year have been hot fire. Brooks won coming off a missed cut. Reed. So give me Rory McIlroy at plus 1,600 this week. I think he picks it up here, and I'm going to take one more shot with him at this WGC venue. Now, I could also include Patrick Cantlay here. I really like him. I love the way he's playing. I love him for a Masters future outright. If you check out my Masters article on livemovement.com for 2021, it features Patrick Cantlay. I still like betting him in futures for the big events, so I like the way Cantlay's set up. But for this event, I'm going to go a little bit deeper. My next bet's going to be Sungjae Im at plus 4,000 or better. I've talked about him a couple times this year. He is driving the ball terrific, though. He's got a good Florida record, too. He's already picked up a win in Florida at the Honda. He was top 5 at the Arnold Palmer last year. And again, this guy has really picked up his driving. He's long off the tees, consistent. I think this course is going to really help players like that. His short game has been improving by little bits as we've gone on here into 2021. He's confident with the putter, and he likes Bermuda greens. Give me some Sungjae Im here for an each way, a top 5 and an outright bet at plus 4,000 or better. Now, my next bet also is going to be in this range. I like 2 guys here. I like Scotty Scheffler and Jason Day. I haven't quite decided which one of these guys I want to take. Maybe I'll end up betting both, but Scotty Scheffler starting to pick it up with his irons. He's gained strokes now. He's improved in his approaches, in strokes gain approaches in each of his last 3 events. He's a very consistent driver of the golf ball as well. He's got a pretty neat around the green game when he's on. I think Scotty Scheffler is worth a bet here at plus 4,000. I'm just not sure if I like him better than Jason Day, who's going off a little bit bigger in odds, and I think Jason Day could set up well for this venue as well. Obviously a short game maestro, putted well his last time out at Pebble Beach, got in contention there, and he's won in Florida. He's won at the Players, and he's won at the Arnold Palmer before. So Jason Day, I think is worth an each way bet at plus 5,000. I may sprinkle in Scheffler as well, but I like these bigger odds on Jason Day. A good short game player. I think this is going to be more of a grinded out event, and I think Jason Day for an each way will probably make my card, and I may include Scheffler too, but Jason Day right now kind of the leader for my last mid-range target. Couple long shots here let's talk about quickly, just to end things off here. Matt Wolff at plus 9,000 or better. If I like Scotty Scheffler at plus 4,000, I think I got to grab a piece of Matt Wolff. I know he's been in terrible form, but again, this venue could favor good drivers of the golf ball. Matt Wolff has been very boomer bust throughout his career. He's been very up or down, but when he comes out of those valleys and starts to hit his peak of his game, things can click really quickly. If you look coming into the Rocket Mortgage last year, he's missing cuts all over the place. Then he nearly won. And at plus 9,000, I think Matt Wolff is worth taking an each-way shot here. Just too big in the odds. I'll sprinkle a little bit of money on Matt Wolff. Then the last guy I want to talk about, Christian Bezuidenhout, South African, very talented young player. He won twice on the Euro Tour in South Africa towards the end of 2020. He's played a couple times in Europe already. He's coming overseas here. He played the Florida swing last year and he finished T18 at Bay Hill. Really tough conditions there. This guy's a short game maestro. He's a great putter. He can really grind it out in tough conditions. One of his biggest wins of his career came in some of the toughest conditions that you'll see on the Euro Tour. So Christian Bezuidenhout at plus 15,000. Give me an each way on him and give me him a top 20 bet at plus 300 or better as well. I think Bezuidenhout playing good golf can come here. He's played against this type of competition before and done well. I think he can land you a top 20. I like him this week for kind of a fantasy play or a top 20 bet as well. So give me some Christian Bezuidenhout. That is pretty much going to be it for this week, though, guys. This is going to be an interesting event. It's a new golf course. Like I said, I like emphasizing those big drivers of the ball. I'm going to have my final thoughts on the Workday Championship at Concession out on livemovement.com later in the week. All right, full betting preview. Check that out coming up on Tuesday. So definitely check out linemovement.com and then give this video a like if you could. Smash that like button, subscribe to the linemovement.com channel. We're going to have more betting stuff up for the week as you're going on. You can click on that next video that's coming up on your screen. I will be back next week to talk about more golf for the Concession Golf Tournament for the WGC Workday Championship. Have a great one. I'm Geoff Ulrich. We'll talk to you again soon.